asking me.
My number 2 this year was Hades.
Okay.
Yeah, Hades is my
Alright.
number 2 this year. Yeah, I was really blown away by this one. Like, I was expecting a good game. Because Supergiant, they just make really good games, and I've always liked their games. So I was expecting something good, but I wasn't expecting something this good.
This good, huh?
This is really, really good. I know I've raved about it many a times on the podcast in the past, but I can't tell you enough how well voice acted this game is. I can't tell you enough how well designed this game is, how clever it is, innovative it is. The way that they tell the story in between deaths make dying more than just like a reset button. Like, it's like an integral part of the game, in its way it tells its story and how it presents each section. How they decided how long it would take an individual to beat the game so you got the full story out of all your deaths is it was just fascinating to me. Every single character that I ever came in contact with in this game was beautifully voice acted and unique and stylish enough that they felt special. Every character, every single one of them. The writing was so well done. It wasn't just how they did it, but it's how well they did it too. So the method in which they delivered their story was innovative and interesting, but how well it's done too. Like, you can't wait almost to die. It's weird. Like, you're having fun playing, but you're fine dying because you get to go back.
You get a new part of the
yeah,
story.
you get to go back. You get to find out what dialogues pop up, and like you can't wait to go over there and click those the exclamation marks to hear the new dialogue and progress the story and see what your father's telling you this time around.
Dope. Yeah.
Even after you kill certain bosses as you're moving through the level, like your father might ring out because he's kind of watching you as you're moving on, and then to just go back onto the combat, man. Like, man, so I raved about the story and the way they told it, and how you don't even mind dying now. You almost look forward to it, but the fighting is so much fun. Like, you have like a choice of, I think it's like 6 or 7 different weapon types, but the thing that's so dope about it is the affixes you get change the way your weapons actually perform. So it's kind of like a little bit like Diablo. In like Diablo when like you have an ability and then you find like a piece of gear that like changed it. Like, maybe you throw out 2 zombies, but you found a piece of gear that changed those zombies to like boars, and you throw 4 of them out now. It's like, oh, dude, that's a sweet. Like, that's how this feels.
That's dope.
Like, you change the way your weapon functions so much that it's like so fun.
Damn.
And like, you can't wait, to go back and try again and grab another weapon and find its affixes and see how much it changes, and then trying to get that perfect build, because it's a roguelike. You're trying to get that perfect build.
Right.
And another thing they do really great too, man, is like every run feels so worth it. Like, you come back with enough goodies. Like, you come back with things. Like, you don't come back with like all your upgrades and everything, but you come back with like a lot of cool goodies, and you can upgrade your house of Hades. You can add new things. You can add new things to the actual world.
Okay.
So like, you can go like to the construction workers, and like they have blueprints to add actual things to the world.
That's
like
cool.
Maybe like a health pool, or maybe they add gold to all the pots in the room. So you want to go kill all the pots now to collect the gold. Like, they add things to the world itself. And not to mention how freaking incredibly beautiful the game looks. Like, if I was to say that there was a game that looked better than Ori and the Will of the Wisps, I would be like, you're lying. There's no way. But Hades probably looks even a little better. As beautiful as Ori looks, like, Hades looks even more gorgeous. Like, I've just stopped and just looked. Like, when you get to the zone end, you just go out and you stand there. And then the narrator, the way he's narrating is so funny, because like, he's commenting on like what you're doing, and and now he goes and grabs the map on the side of the road. Like, it's like, and the guy's like, shut up, man. Like, he kind of talks to the narrator, and it's like so well voice acted. Yeah, he's like breaking the third wall kind of thing. Like, it's just really, really good. It's a 10 for me. Like, the problem is, like, my top 2 games are like 10s. And it's like, I don't really know which one's better than the other one, because they're so freaking incredibly good that I can't say enough good about them. So stop wasting time again and go buy Hades and play that game. Like, it's so good. I can't say enough good about it. So
yeah, I definitely want to give this one a try. I've been waiting on PC to see if it goes on sale, but I doubt it because it has so many good reviews. You go on Steam and everyone's just raving about it, so I'm gonna have to pay full price for this one. But it's not that expensive. It's like what, $30, 25?
25.
Yeah. So
I got it for 20 on sale on the Nintendo eStore, eShop. So
nice.
And I jumped at that because I was waiting for this game. I was gonna buy it anyways. Yeah. Like I said, I was not expecting something this good. Like when I played it and I died, and I was like, gosh, this is so awesome. Like just the feeling of awesomeness as you're playing through this game is like shocking, dude.
That's
like,
crazy.
It's so good, man.
Because sometimes for roguelikes, that could be, that could be the deterrent. Maybe you just want a quick, couple runs, but you had 3 poor runs due to RNG, and you really didn't progress at all. So it sounds like this fixed that. Like, hey, you at least, let's say your runs weren't productive, but you learned more about the story. So you didn't waste your 30 minutes.
You want to keep going. Let me get one more running because I kind of want to know what happens next in the story, Yeah. Another thing is too, like Rogue Legacy was a great roguelike,
right?
Absolutely. But it was the same kind of combat every time you went back into the castle. This isn't, and like they kind of encourage you to change up your combat every time because when you go into your weapons room, it's like a weapon hall, and you get to pick your weapon for that run. There's one weapon that's infused with like I can't remember what the item's called, but it's a item you need to upgrade your guys' abilities. And one of them's infused with like a 50% bonus to whenever you collect that whatever currency, you get like 50% more of it. So you're incentivized to mix. I really wanted to try the sword this time, but
so
the bow's
each weapon,
lit up.
It changes each time.
Yes, it changes each time, and so every time you walk into the weapons hall and you're ready to move on. Right, so you first enter, you go and you hold the dialogue, you spend money, you buy things from the store, you go to your talent tree and you try to upgrade your guy. Like, okay, I think I'm ready to go to my next run, and you heard all the fun dialogue and story. You're just having a blast. You walk into your weapons hall and you see which weapons lit up in this run.
That's dope.
And you're kind of incentivized to take it because, it has the bonus and you really want to collect all that you can. But you might have a weapon you really love. So, like, you're always super excited when the weapon you really love is lit up. You're like, oh, this is going to be fun. Dope. So it's just really, really good. I can't say, well done, Supergiant. You really did something incredible here. And I recommend everybody, whoever you are, whatever game you are, to play Hades.
I want to.
Yeah, man.
All right, yeah. So for my number two, my number 2 is Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Okay.
Now, I feel Animal Crossing released, like some other games, at the perfect time.
Yeah,
in 2020, a year where you were limited on what you're doing. In Animal Crossing, the sky's the limit.
Right.
It was a true sandbox. It was a true sandbox that you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. It had a good online community. It had a lot of customizations, and the sky was the limit. If this is the type of game that you like, if you like, collecting things, if you like customizing things, if you like tinkering with layouts and designing rooms and collecting knickknacks, if you like Sims kind of games, this is the game for you. I put not as much as my wife. She put over 900 hours in her copy. And then she put over 100 hours in my copy. It blows my mind that she would want to start the game over after she put 900 hours into it.
Dude, that's dedication.
But yeah, she was like, I want to restart my game. So I was like, what, you're going to restart? That's crazy. So I was like, use mine. Just delete. I don't care about mine.
Yeah.
So, she was playing mine over again.
Dang.
But it's just a great game. It's a wholesome game. If you like fishing, if you just like chilling by the beach.
I think that might be more time than I put in WoW in my entire WoW career. That was 37 days. That'd be like the equivalent of like 37 days in WoW of playtime.
Oh, way more than that.
I mean, I probably do too, but like that's crazy, man. But I've been playing WoW for a decade.
Dude, during COVID, this has been her go-to. She plays this game every crazy, day. Man. And I've had the privilege of watching her play all the new content. Nintendo's really good through the seasons, through every, change in seasons, so change in weather.
Wonderland now?
There's everything, So they're doing a really good job at making it fresh. They did a great job of making the villagers unique. there's a reason why you want to keep collecting and trying to get all the villagers because they have different personalities. It's the first Animal Crossing game that I've ever played, and I really liked it. So I think that this is a fantastic game. It really set a fantastic time, and I feel like it's one of those timeless games. You could always come back to it, see what content is new, keep further continuing your village, keep changing it up, keep progressing your museum. You know, because it's just one of those games where when you collect things, you see. So your efforts, you see them. You feel like you're making progress, and I feel like that's always rewarding, and that'll keep you coming back. Yeah. So that was my number 2 is Animal Crossing.
It's a lot of people's number 1, man. It's a really good game. I'm actually really curious to hear what your number 1 is.
I think you'll be surprised.
I think I know what your number 1 is.
I'm sure.
I think I know both of you guys' number 1, but we'll find out.
I don't know if you guys know my number 1.
Yeah,
because my
what's your
number 2 is The Last of Us 2.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
What
so
could possibly...
I believe that there is a game that is better than The Last of Us 2. In my opinion. But
that's
I'll tell you why 2 is The Last of Us 2. So it's a masterpiece, right? Yeah. It's great. It's a great game. Mm-hmm. There was no bugs in it whatsoever. It was lush, beautiful colors, the scenery, the storytelling was amazing. All that stuff. The gameplay, the stealth. It's just a great game. There's a reason why it won Game of the Year. So there's no doubt about it.
It deserves it.
It deserves it. Yeah, it deserves that it's a Game of the Year, especially with the competition that it had. It I definitely feel like it won that part. I mean, besides some of the hiccups that they had or that we believe that they had with the story, I still feel all in all it was a great game. Mm-hmm. And for that, because there isn't much bad that I can say about the game, is why I deem it is the number 2 in my list. I do feel like, 1 and 2 are kind of like borderline, like it's, it could go either way at any point in the day. At least that's how it should be. It shouldn't really be like a night and day thing. But I do feel like, for me, The Last of Us 2 was like a game that deserves number 2 in my spot. And also because I feel like I've gotten the story once and I don't necessarily want to go through it again. I do understand that in order to max out, Abby and to max out Ellie, you got to do the story twice in order to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. But I feel because I've experienced everything that there already is to experience and the story's been told, that there isn't, for me, a reason to go back and play it again. Like I enjoyed the game to the fullest all the way until the very end of the game. And when the credits rolled, I was like, okay. That was good, but I'm done now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to move on to something else. So I haven't gotten that urge to want to play that game again, which is why it didn't make number 1 for me. Dang.
I love you, me.